What is going on YouTube? Hit back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we're going to be looking at Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as XRP to US dollar. We're also going to be looking at DueDEX as well as the current coin market cap. Specifically in today's episode, I do want to talk about the ever so changing or not so changing market that we've been trading in the past couple of days. Yesterday, I pumped out a video, how much longer, and I know people have been waiting on this. I've been waiting on this, and a lot of you guys have been, constantly bombarding me with questions relevant to how long are we going to trade sideways for? How long are we just going to flatline out, move in one direction, not really see any sort of break to the upside or break to the downside? Ultimately, I'll try to answer this question in today's video, but we do have to be fairly patient and fairly prepared for these movements. They don't always happen every second. We make videos every day, so we can't really plan. And some videos are going to be stagnant when we have, a week of sideways trading. But ultimately, all of this information will help us prepare and better prepare for it when the breakout does come, and how exactly to make profit off of a market that is going fairly bullish or fairly bearish very quickly. So otherwise, if you guys are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up. This way it helps out the YouTube algorithm. Follow me on Twitter at CryptoVOfficial, and make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, and yep, let's jump into today's episode. Alright, so I'm on my channel right now, and yesterday's video we discussed a very interesting topic. You can see right here we discussed how much longer for XRP and Ripple to actually make some sort of movement before this sideways trading board gets us all into boredom, and we just leave the market and consider it irrelevant. That's kind of what I wanted to discuss in today's video. Before I do that though, we are doing the Crypto Influencers $200 Bitcoin giveaway. 5 days left, guys. That means that at the end of this week, June 31st, we will be doing the giveaway. So definitely make sure to partake in that. There are 7 ways to enter. It is completely free. $200 completely free. All you have to do is go to the website. The link is in the description. There are 7 different ways to enter. Enter these 3 to unlock 4 more ways. Super easy. You got to be in it to win it. We have now 2,000 people that have partaked in this giveaway, so definitely make sure to check it out. But otherwise, to jump into the rest of today's video, specifically the current coin market cap. I did refresh this yesterday, but ultimately, I refreshed this before the video. We've been just trading sideways, and it's fairly annoying, for most of you guys, as to why are we just trading sideways. We had a little, blurb or blip in the price, which immediately corrected right back down to the same trading patterns. And you can see on the Bitcoin chart here, I showed you on the thumbnail yesterday. This is pretty much it. You can see for the most part that I did, we saw this little break right here, which shot us up to the resistance. We broke bearish from that once again. And you're seeing a bearish cross on the MACD, and we are on the moving average, and we are starting to trade fairly low on the RSI. Now, ultimately, there is a bottom support closer to, I would say, $9,000, $9,100. And there is, I'd say, a top resistance closer to about $9,300. So we have been, for the past couple of days, trading in between 9,000 and 9,300. I mean, if you wanted to extend it even higher, 9,000 and 9,500. But ultimately, it's just been trading sideways between here for weeks now. I mean, we can consider it right here. We can start from all the way back on this date range right here, pull it out this way, and this has been about 2 weeks. So we've seen for the past 2 weeks just sideways trading. We have not seen any big break or big correction to the downside. We did, however, see this small, jump to the upside, retest of top resistance, but we knew, or at least I knew, we were not going to be breaking bullish from that. We were not going to hit above here, close above here, and then, explode in price. But ultimately, a lot of this is a consolidation pattern to move us over to the other cryptos. You can see the same thing is happening within XRP, within Ethereum, within Litecoin as well. So it's not just Bitcoin that's alone here. Let's take things, change things up for a second and look at XRP. So I want to show you XRP on the weekly. Something we haven't done in a while. But you can see that XRP right now is in a predicament. We are coming to what appears to be the end. And honestly, what I think is going to happen is what has happened. We are most likely going to be breaking down. And I know that might be overwhelming to some. There is still ways to make money off markets like this. It's not really the end of the world. But you can see this white band right here, this top resistance, broke bearish. We then, move over to this area right here. We hit this top resistance. What do? We break bearish. So this is now more than twice 1, 2, and this is going to be potentially the third time where we hit this resistance and break bearish. This is a huge opportunity test for XRP, mainly because of the fact that we are trading now at extremely low lows. I don't know why this doesn't go back all the way into 2017. That is what it is, but ultimately, yeah, it goes back all the way to 2019. I wish the rest loaded in, but ultimately you can see right here, this is mainly the most important stuff. Every time we hit this resistance, we break bearish. The last time we did there, we held up for about 3 weeks. I would say 3 weeks. This is now coming on the 3rd week, or maybe the 4th if you really wanted to count that. But ultimately, we are getting funneled into a resistance and a support. We have our bottom support close to 18 cents and a resistance here, which has been rejected not only the 3 times here, but we've had 1 candle, 2 candle, 3 candle, 4 candles, 4 candle wicks that are holding an extremely strong, or the candle wicks are holding an extremely weak resistance or support trying to break above this downtrend. You can see every single time we retest this resistance, we break lower on the daily now. So you can see ultimately there's a very high chance that we're going to be rejecting this and falling lower. And we did just recently, just a couple of weeks ago, we were trading at, 18 cents. And then we fell even lower. We're trading at 0.188. We shot all the way up to 19 cents, almost 20 cents. And then we're ultimately breaking lower. We fell now down to a flat line at 18 cents. And there's a good chance after this consolidation, we're going to see another break. So if we do a date range and we just trade this sideways, this, I don't want to give you guys an alarm or anything, but if I really wanted to extend it, I'd say 10 days left after this next drop. So there's a good chance we're going to see another week now of sideways movement for XRP as we retest this top resistance, or anywhere in between, I would say 10 days. 10 days max, maybe 8 conservatively. There's a good chance you're going to see the drop. And the reason behind that is because this is an uptrend. There's really no flatline movement in this region right here because we haven't been in this region for a very long time. So ultimately, if we do manage to hit this resistance, there's a very high chance we're going to break down in the next 10 days. And that is the big run that we would like to profit off of in the near future. Now, moving things on to Ethereum, same thing applies with Ethereum. Now, I know it's not really 10 days, but we'll see. It might actually be. Yeah, it's about 10 days now that I'm looking at it. It's actually quite interesting. But from this candle all the way to this point, I'd say it's about 12 days. So 10 to 12 days now. We're going on a little bit less than 2 weeks, but I'd say on average about a week now. Really deciding whether or not we're going to stick with the uptrend, stay above the uptrend, or are we going to break bearish and fall all the way down to our moving averages closer to $200. On Ethereum, we are seeing some other very interesting things. You can see we once again are getting rejected from the MACD right here. The moving average and the RSI are becoming very interesting. The RSI specifically trading at around 48, or if not 50, I'd say 49 on, or no, it's hard. I'd say, yeah, about 49 on the RSI is, prime market for big jumps and big movements right now. We even see the uptrend as we are trading outside of here. There's a good chance if we break through the support, we're going to head down all the way to $200 fairly quickly. Now with Litecoin too, Litecoin once again is trading flatline. This is a very easy coin to trade and draw horizontal lines on. Boom, just like this. I would honestly, it's tough where to put it. I'd put it maybe right here. Let's check it out on the weekly just to verify everything. But you can see what it is I just drew. I think it might be a little bit lower. I think it might be something like that. Looks about right. And this cuts surprisingly right through, I would say, the center of the trends right now. This is actually the flatline trend. And what's interesting is on Litecoin, we have a massive symmetrical triangle, very similar to Bitcoin, which is fairly interesting as well. Ultimately, the thing with XRP and Litecoin is they are trading fairly lower than their MACD, and that's what's interesting. You can see on, I don't know why, for whatever reason, this is not loading, but we are trading fairly lower than the RSI on the weekly charts for XRP, fairly undervalued, and these will ultimately set bounds as to when we do decide to break which direction. It's going to be a big movement. The longer I've been in crypto now for 3 years, and the longer I've seen sideways consolidation, the longer I've seen little movement and just flatlined out volume where we're just moving in between a top resistance of $47 and a bottom support of $42. The sideways moving is building up pressure and it's building up steam for an eventual pop in the price. So that's why I am fairly certain that after this run, we're going to see either a big spike up to 45. Ultimately, I do think we're going to see that correction down to 38 though. Bitcoin specifically, I think we're going to drop too. I think we have been hanging up at this top resistance for way too long now. The last couple of times it was very quick. Yes, this one took a little bit longer. This was about, I would say, this is about 16 days now. So this is about 16 days of trading over there. This is a little bit longer than that now. 16 days is probably like 25. Or no, this is 50. So we've been trading up at this resistance for a very long time. And with that has come us flatlining out on the RSI. That comes with the MACD getting rejected once again. And ultimately, this big pattern is going to come to an end. This top resistance is going to come to an end. So if you want to buy a short long, a long-term prediction and short long-term, I think I'm all for it. Honestly, all my trades will be posted on my Patreon, and link is in the description. And for those of you that want to know the trading platform that I use, it is DueDEX right here. There's a link to this as well in the description. But very soon, I think I'm going to be buying in. You can see right here, Bitcoin is getting rejected numerous times from this resistance, and there's a good chance it is going to spiral down to like $7,000. And with that will come the opportunity to short Bitcoin. Otherwise, guys, that's going to wrap up today's video. Sorry it went on a little too long. It is a little early today, but definitely make sure to join the Crypto Influencers $200 Bitcoin giveaway. Follow me on YouTube at Crypto TV. Subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications. Follow me on Twitter, CryptoVOfficial, and I will see you in tomorrow's episode. Peace.